Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for November 2022. Okay, I feel like there's a million things I want to say to you, and I feel like this is all part of your reading, because I feel like as I was shuffling your cards, like all these things kept coming to me, and it's like boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to try to get them out, but while I'm doing that, this is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You may be intuitively guided. Welcome. You paid attention I can't talk. Just because I want to tell you so bad. You paid attention to your intuition. That's good. Good for you. Whatever brought you, welcome. We're going to use 4 different decks. Another synchronicity that I found was this deck that just seemed to appear out of nowhere that I've been using in the last couple readings. I don't even know the name of it. I don't have a book. I don't have a box. It was just sitting on my white cabinet over there, my white bookcase over there, and there it was. And I've been here for now over 2 years. So I don't know when they showed up. I'm not saying I didn't buy them. Maybe I did, but I don't know when, and I don't know how, because I'm at that bookcase all the time. How I never noticed them before, and all of a sudden, and I'm telling you, they were almost at the edge of the shelf. Nice little neat little package there. Anyway, so what I've done is I feel like, okay, they want to come into the reading. So I brought them into our readings, and I'm using them more as just, a little piece of advice in the beginning, much like Mother Mary and, her words of wisdom. We're also pulling from one card or whatever wants to come out from this deck. Your main spread's going to be the Good Tarot, and then we're going to use the Crystal Vision for your clarifiers, or to go deeper. Okay, now I'm going to start shuffling, and even though they're pre-shuffled, I'm going to shuffle for a minute. So there's a lunar eclipse in your sign on the 8th of November, and we're in Scorpio energy. And so there's emotional energy, right? And again, the lunar eclipse in your sign, I feel like there has not been a time, and listen, this is nothing you need to worry about, because I feel like it serves you very, very well. Almost like it feels to me like it's setting you up for next year, for whatever next type of thing. But it gives you an opportunity to, I feel like, some of you go within. And, but going within, let me explain it this way. What was I saying? To myself the other day, I was outside and I opened my mouth and I could swear a bug flew in my mouth. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I just swallowed a bug. And I said it to myself. I mean, I said out loud, but I was just standing by myself. And I heard in my head, oh, please, we swallowed many bugs before. And it's like, you hear it. I hear it in my head. And I feel like that is my higher self, my spiritual self saying, clearly we have swallowed bugs before in our lives, if we believe in reincarnation. So anyway, I feel like that tied into this somehow. Anyway, so an opportunity to really look within. It is about your emotional happiness and what it is you want. You know what I mean? And then we moved into Sagittarius, which is fiery type energy. So that's the kind of energy where maybe I'm going after something. And then I added up what did I add up? Oh, it's crazy. Oh, the 8 and 11, right? November 8th. And it's a 10, and that's the number 1. Well, that's the energy of the magician. manifester. Okay. Let's actually start this part of the reading. And, okay, well, you got 3 cards from Mother Mary. What have you been doing? Let me bring that lid up a little bit. You have family. Family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. Family. There may be something that just feels like it's out of your control. But it feels like it would be in God's control. Blessings. Blessings. Today, I count my blessings, small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. Blessings. Why shouldn't you have blessings? You have blessings. Sometimes we just don't notice them. And sometimes we do. Today, I count my blessings, small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. You know, and then when I think about like the sky, I think, okay, it's certainly getting you ready for something. And then we have optimism. Beautiful. Optimism. You know, I feel like optimism is a choice. I can choose to find the good, even in the bad. You know, it's funny because, don't get mad at me guys, but I literally just put a post on Twitter where I said I feel like it's come down to a moral judgment for me. And at least listen, to each their own. But for me, I feel like, okay, now I feel like it's coming down to a moral judgment, mainly because what Musk said about Nancy Pelosi's husband. Now, whether you like her or you don't, what happened was ridiculous, horrible. Made me sick. And whether it had been anyone, it just made me sick. But I get it. I know where it's coming from. And I don't know why I'm talking about this. Because I feel like I should just shut up. What am I holding? Optimism. Wow. Look at that. Look how easy it was for me to go to that place. It's a choice. I expect good things to happen. And they do. I expect good things to happen. And they do. Optimism. Family. Blessings. Optimism. Okay. Let's bring in the unknown deck. I love the way they shuffle, by the way. And they are pre-shuffled. Let's give them a cut. That's sloppy. Alright. They're big. They're almost too big for my hands. I could turn them around, but no, they're too big. Alright. Alright, we have a few. They're all face up, so I feel like I can't refuse them, right? They're face up. I feel like anything that comes... It's almost like I have a rule at my table. Anything that comes face up, I'm not going to refuse it. All of them are face up. So I feel like maybe it's a story within a story. But it's interesting because I kind of want to read them this way. And the first one is the Emperor. Card Aries. Your neighbor. I literally just got done doing their reading. And then next to that is the, excuse me, the Eight of Wands. By the way, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Sandy, I hate when you cough. It's that COVID cough. It just won't leave me. It won't leave. Anyway, Eight of Wands. You know, and I should read what the card says. Balance. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Successful compromise. The power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. Look at that. All right. And then the Eight of Wands. Too much going on. Stress caused by many positive opportunities. Wait, stress caused by many positive opportunities. Unexpected events or rapid changes. The ability to multitask. Business travel. Okay, what happened? I thought I started with the Emperor. Okay, well, I'm going to put him in play the way. And then we have the Knight of Swords. By the way, let me read the Emperor. Logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of this situation. Accept a leadership role. Structure and discipline. The Emperor. That's how he rules his kingdom. And then the Knight of Swords. Decisive, focused, driven, defensive. Events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional, sudden or unexpected change. Review your options carefully. Okay. Well, I just feel like something is heading towards you. It feels like, you know, it feels like very meant to be. It feels like very expansive. You know what I mean? Like almost like a promotion, but not just any old promotion, like a promotion. Almost like where you are becoming the Emperor. You are now the business owner, or you are now the, you know, the leader of the people, the owner of the business, that type of thing. And I feel like it's interesting because I feel like, you know, I don't know why I'm stumbling with this. I'm not really stumbling. I'm trying to find the right words. Because I feel like the Emperor is you. And I feel like this energy is all coming towards you. But balance is first. Even though I did have the Emperor first, somehow I replaced it with balance. So there it is. Balance. And I feel like balance is like the answer of how I get through this period. So again, I feel like it's expansion, it's good, but maybe it's a lot. And maybe it's saying this is how you're going to get through it, is keeping this sense of balance within yourself. Okay, we'll keep these. And we'll see how it all ties into the reading. Okay. Let me pause you. Okay. I had to grab a drink. Alright, let's bring in the good tarot. You know, I feel like if change is what you're looking for, change is what you shall find. I do feel like it comes through your action, but I also feel like it's part of the universe, let's just say. You know, it's like you and the universe working hand in hand, right? There's that balance. There's that balance. Whatever I can't control, I hand it over to God. Right? I don't carry it around, because what's it going to do? It's going to show itself through my body in some way. Blessings, thankful for everything I have. Even if my life sucks. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, it's funny how I was like tying back that story about me swallowing a bug and me talking, or my higher self, I feel like talking to me. I feel like that's just energy. That's just the way it works. Okay, let's go. 2 of Pentacles. Okay. That's not bad. Well, there's the Emperor. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. With the 2 and the 4 on both sides of this Emperor. Could certainly signify working from, like, maybe the home. Maybe I'm wondering if, can I do it? I feel like, can you do it? Yes, you can do it. Like, there doesn't seem to be any doubt that you can do it. I feel like it is more, will you do it? We have the Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. We have the 10 of Fire, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is a, you know, first of all, I feel like the 2 of Pentacles is coming above this. So let's talk about the 10 of Wands. It's a period of time that does feel like, you know, there's a lot of responsibility. Maybe, you know, maybe you were growing your Pentacles. Maybe you were following the 9 to 5. You know, but maybe there's like this a part of you that, you know, you really wanted the energy, whatever it is within the Emperor, may have been your desire, right? And it's almost like making that decision. It definitely tells me you've been in a period of time of heavy responsibility. So I guess as the 2 of Pentacles above that, you know, they call it the Juggler's card. It would make sense, right? I do have to kind of juggle this, figure this out. Will it make sense? You know, will it expand? Will I be able to live? Will my family live off of it? We have the 5 of Swords. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I've listened to too many people, other people. And then therefore, I start to overthink it. I think once I know that, though, I can't not know that. Does that make sense? Once you know it, you know it. We have 2 of Cups. Okay. And we have the 7 of Wands. Interesting how you have 7 of Wands and 10 of Wands opening up this line, because, you know, not the easiest energy. Ten of Wands is like, boom, I put out one fire, there's another. Put out that fire, boom, there's another. And I start to ask myself, am I putting out, like, whose fires am I putting out? Is it up to me to put them out? This can you talk about your job? Right? Like, the work that I do. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be any influence. But I feel like if this is a dream, again, I do feel like, there is influence. Like, there has been influence. At least, let's put it this way, something that has stopped you mentally from maybe pursuing it or pursuing all it could be. Let's just put it that way. Alright, but we do have a soulmate energy here. Look at this, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Well, that's good news. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles arrives. The Ace of Pentacles is much like a blessing, right? It's something that's coming into your physical world, and it's giving it really the opportunity to blossom. When I think of the Eight of Pentacles, I think about the roots. How this pentacle can take roots. And, I feel like it can just overtake the whole land. I don't know. I do feel that power, though. So when I see it, but at the same time, I have to, it's through my nurturing that it takes roots. It's not just because it's magic, right? It's because I'm nurturing it, because it's in my garden. It's in my garden. I feel like there's some of you who, maybe, listen, maybe you do have to take care of others. Maybe it's just the way it is, right? But I feel like what it's saying is then there still seems to be like too many fires that you're putting out. Like there seems to be some that you could eliminate in some way, some fashion. Why? I feel like probably because it's going to be the easiest way to get there from here. What is there? I don't know, but I feel like it's good. All right. Okay, we go from the Ace of Pentacles right into the Two of Pentacles. It's almost like we come into the reading with the Ace of Pentacles kind of there. Now, do I see it for what it is? I don't know yet. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Some of you, literally, I feel like if you're questioning whether you should begin something on your own, whether you would be successful. Listen, again, I don't feel like it's due to magic. It's because, first of all, I feel like, when I think of the Empress, because I think of the Empress within the Nine of Pentacles. And in this deck, I think it is, the Empress has like this apple that's falling from the tree. And I feel like, it's epiphanies, it's ideas, it's blessings, it's the way, right? The ace, it's taken that ace and it's taken it to success. Maybe that's what the Two of Pentacles is saying. Can I? Will I? I think this is more about the logical mind. Will I be able to focus on it? I feel like if there's any question of success, I don't know. I feel like that should clear it up. And then look at this with Tower. Okay. Tower's coming right over the Emperor. But look at this with the Fool. Interesting. It's like rebound. Immediately. Boom, Tower, boom, Fool. I might have been working for the boss, and now I'm working for myself. I may have been given, it's over. And maybe for a second I thought it was, the Tower does feel destructive, but it doesn't mean it's not your friend. It doesn't mean sometimes it's not coming in, almost like clearing the way, right? Because boom, then we have the Fool. I like that. I don't like that you have a Tower. But I have to tell you, I feel like in the same breath, this Tower is also connected to the energy of the Five of Swords. So there was some type of energy that was toxic to you anyway, that this Tower clears away. And I know that because we immediately go into the Fool, free and clear energy. This Five of Swords can't be there. All right, what else have we got? Judgment. And the Seven of Cups. Should I do it? Okay, first of all, I feel like I've got to shut off the noise from out there. If I'm questioning about something that I want to do in my world, it feels like within your pentacles. And for some of you, listen, maybe it's starting from the beginning. But that's okay. That's okay. Doesn't mean that you won't arrive at the Nine of Pentacles. Doesn't mean that you, too, won't have total success, right? It depends on where you put your focus. For the Fool coming over the Four of Pentacles, I like that because I feel like it's like building a sense of a foundation. And I feel like without a foundation, and I know this being an earth sign, like the foundation is very, very important. Below that you have the Two of Cups. Then you have Judgment. Call to the present moment. Call to the present moment. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Three of Cups, but clearly it came in reverse. I mean, I feel like, honestly, I feel like maybe something was taken away. Maybe it was a job. Maybe it's something you've been doing. Maybe you've been working to the top. But I feel like, if you need to recreate, listen, it's not that you're recreating what you had, but you're taking the wisdom of that with you. That's something that nobody else can have, right? Listen, they might get the desk, they might get the pencil, they may get even some of your thoughts, but they can't get you. I don't feel like I was very happy, to be honest. So I feel like whatever this is, again, that I do feel like it ended. But in the same time, I don't feel like I was very happy in it anyway. It's funny how it really is toxic. It really had become toxic to you, and it really had taken your sense of joy away at the same time. And then try to make a true decision about that, about whether you should take this ace, and maybe it's even taking a, I don't know, what do they call that when, like a severance pay, and then beginning your own thing. But it's hard to make that choice for some when they're so busy putting out other people's fires. But at the same time, I'm not happy. We have the Three of Pentacles. That's kind of interesting. Coming over the Two of Cups. That's kind of interesting because I don't know. I'm someone who really loves the Three of Pentacles. I love it also coming over the Fool, or coming under the Fool, and the, I think, Four of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is, you know, I feel like it's where I can put my head down, and I can get lost in my craft. But I feel like it also speaks about something like something special to you, like something that's unique to you, like you yourself are unique. Not just, you know, what I can do with my hands, but your wisdom and your experiences and all of that. And I often feel like in the Three of Pentacles, like as I'm busy doing that, there's others who naturally feel drawn to me, drawn to that same type of experience. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. We have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer, and then we have the Seven of Swords. Whoops, wait a minute. We have one hidden, the Emperor. And then we have Seven of Swords. Dang it. I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm just not happy in my life. I feel like there's energy around me, not only that feels toxic to me, but also feels untrustworthy to me. I feel like I spend the majority of my day probably putting out other people's fires. I don't have time to put my own out. I don't feel like I have a real sense of joy. And I certainly don't feel that anybody here is appreciating me for what I bring to the table. And that's too bad. It's too bad for them. Because they feel like what you're doing is you're making the change. You're making a change. Yes, I do feel like the universe had to get involved. I do. I feel like the universe gave you that Tower. Listen, but at the same time, boom, the Fool. I feel like the rebound is like instant. The rebirth. You know, Ten of Wands mirrored by Seven of Wands. This is where I'm trying to defend myself. Maybe I keep trying to defend myself, and maybe I'm just tired of it. Ten of Swords coming over that. I have to tell you, I feel like the Ten of Swords is a repeat pattern. It happens over and over again, over and over and over and over. I expect bad things to happen, and therefore they do. I expect another dagger to come in my back, and therefore it shows. Judgment, blowing that trumpet, right? Trying to make you aware of that. Like how sometimes living in the uncomfortable can be more comfortable than what we think the change will be. But that's temporary. It's temporary. Because I think it's time that you stop putting out other people's fires, and I think it's time that you stop taking all these daggers to the back. And I feel like it's time that you take this Pentacles, this Ace of Pentacles is coming in clearly for you, and you use it. Use it in the way that you see fit. You see fit. Take away all the noise. You have the energy of like true success here, but you got to know it. You got to know it. You know, it's funny because I feel like spiritually, we all know it. I know it. I feel like even those who act like they may be against you, they know it. Even if they don't know what they know, they can feel that your energy may be, listen, it may feel threatening to them. Like, maybe they'll know more than I'll know. Anyway, Listen, this isn't about, I have to say, it is about being real with oneself, right? Because I have to be real with, at least with the energy of, I feel like the Seven of Swords, I have to be real with myself. If there's something that I can't trust, I feel like I gotta follow that. Whoa. I just wanted to fly out of my hand. We have the Nine of Swords. We have Justice. Okay. So I feel like, before I go any further, I feel like the potential of maybe even cutting ties, you know what I mean? But yet here's this Nine of Swords. It's that excess worry. Here may be why I feel like I need some help with my health. I mean, Nine of Swords can turn into depression and anxiety. Maybe I worry too much whether I can trust someone, whether it be love or whether that be, in what I do for a living. But then justice comes out. And I feel like a great big pair of scissors. Like there's this red ribbon, and I'm cutting this ribbon with this great big pair of gold scissors. Boom. I cut the tie. And so it is. Look at that. Look at that. I'm sorry, but I feel like as soon as you cut that tie, here is that ace. It has jumped from what could be right into the reading. Four of Cups. The Hierophant, card of Taurus. And then the Knight of Cups. First of all, I want to say you have the Knight of Cups heading directly to you, to your card. But then you have the Ace of Cups, which is opening up this line, right? The Ace of Cups again. I feel like, the Seven of Cups may say, like, this could be a tough emotional, and don't forget we're in Scorpio, moving into, maybe it's better I make the decision in Sagittarius energy, because, it's almost like I have too good of a heart. Well, I think it's time to tend your own garden now. Tend your own garden. Here is this ace again. The Four of Cups makes me just a little worried, because the Four of Cups ask you, first and foremost, use your spiritual discernment as it relates to these aces. But the Four of Cups can be the energy of not really doing anything about anything, right? Like the decision, like I'm unhappy, and the decision is like, ugh. But yet on the other side of that is the Hierophant. It's your belief system. It's like I felt like, I don't know why I even brought it up, because I'll probably have people who hate me, but, I believe what I believe. And you should accept that. Because I feel like it's like standing on moral ground. Now, I feel like this is more in your own life. And it feels like, I don't know, this Knight of Cups is coming right towards you. But this Ace of Pentacles is on the other side of that. That would make sense. Some of you, I feel like, maybe I used to work for the man, and I no longer work for the man, or I don't plan on working long for the man. I plan on working for me. I plan on building my own empire or success, right? Be my own boss, that type of thing. And listen, it doesn't mean it has to be like self-employment, but it is for a lot of you self-employment. And I feel like, it's more about trusting what you feel. Because I feel like, sometimes the wrong people are just around you that don't appreciate that part of you. But it doesn't mean that there aren't people who wouldn't appreciate, because there are. There are. Almost like doing twice the work, getting half the pay. But someone else seems to be benefiting from that. What do? I think justice says, cut that tie. The ace is coming in. I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups, which is bringing in a cup. Let's go backwards. I don't know why I'm going so long. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Ace of Swords. Interesting. So you may be hearing some type of communication that comes in that in some way, somehow, seems to help relieve this burden. Some of you may be moving back home. I don't know where it's coming from. I just feel like that. Like some of you may be moving like back home. Some of you may be hearing from someone back home. And it's interesting because I feel like you've already gone through this almost feels like hell. Right? But boom, second I'm out of it, feels like heaven. I know what that is like too. I remember having what it feels like the worst day of my life. Well, what I thought was the worst day of my life. It turned into, in a second, a phone call changes everything. I didn't know it. I couldn't plan it. Didn't expect it. Didn't stop it from happening. Interesting. Almost like hearing that is enough. Enough. It's enough. Enough is enough is enough. I feel like it's just enough. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there. What? The Nine of Wands. I got to reflect upon what I'm doing right now. Look beyond what you feel like, or just like, I don't know. I get the sense like there may be like this boss that I just can't, like trying to get their energy, but it's just like you'll never get their energy because they're just not like you. And that's a compliment to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like them. Why am I trying to be like them? No. And I feel like, just so you know, I feel like, they're creating their own karma, so to speak. What does that mean? To me, that means that you may be someone who, it just reminds me of like, like maybe they're a mom and pop store, and then boom, you come along and you buy the block. Now, so I'm not saying I'm for that. You know what I mean? But, or, they're a franchise and you come along and buy the whole damn company. I don't know. Alright, I think there's too many cards to read, but I feel like optimism is what's really sticking out. So stay optimistic about what can be, about what can come into you. This Ace of Pentacles is not just here, but it actually showed, right? And I feel like this Two of Pentacles, it feels like, however it shows for you, it feels like its energy is working for you, not against you. And I feel like because first of all, I feel like you're being really real with yourself. Like what's toxic, what's not right, what's standing against you. Is my own thought system. Have I been through it for so long that I now believe it? Right? But it's not the truth. It's not my truth. I don't know. Balance. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. 2 cups. Successful compromise. The power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I love you. I think I got this done just in the nick of time, right at the end of November, Halloween. How ironic, I'm doing it Halloween evening. But anyway, I love you, and I thank you, and I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.